Welcome to the Practical Ascension Podcast. I'm your host and soul alchemist, Tracy Goody. Stay with me for practical guidance and flow for your modern life through this time of ascension. October 2020 Akashic Insight Forecast. So welcome to October. We are here in our 10th month, situated between two full moons and really ready for all that light, all that clarity, all that momentum that this month holds. When I'm tuning into the energy for the month of October, I'm so excited. It's so big. Can you feel this excitement building this month? So in September, we're still very much about letting go, about reviewing, about bringing things to a close. And as we're moving into October, we're still wrapping up some things like that. But we're also invited to put the mastery and growth that we've been working on into action. So of course, we still have our retrogrades going on. A lot of them are still going on. Some of them are wrapping up. So we will still be doing inner reflection, but we're moving into action. So in the first week of October, we're greeted by this full moon on October 1st and reminded that it's time to discern and pay attention. It's time to ask yourself with every choice, am I moving into my power or am I turning away from it? Really asking yourself this question, really taking on that responsibility. Empowerment is called for now until the end of the year, with this infusion of action energy coming our way later this month. So already kind of this action energy is ramping up and you might be feeling that. And we can't go through an entire month with all action. So it will ebb and flow, but really paying attention to whenever that action is being inspired within you. So coming back to this first week of the month, now is the time to really pay attention to patterns, to stories, to themes that are coming up for you. And I know we've been doing this so much this year, but just bear with this energy and keep going. This is really going to paint the picture of what you're going to be working with personal mastery-wise for the rest of the month. So our discernment power is in asking if it's a program you want to continue or you want to shed. So you want to be making choices that support you this month and really starting that right now. So your inner self is vibrating and asking for you to celebrate and honor who you are and who you have discovered that you are more deeply this year. So just give that a little bit of thought. What does that mean to you? There's so much support, but like shifts and synchronicities, those are all very amplified this month because we are between two full moons. So pay attention to the magic and really let its presence amplify in your life too. It's so much more fun that way. Okay, so that first week of October, we're paying attention to our choices. We are getting empowered. We're allowing ourselves to turn towards our power, not away from it. And we're asking ourselves that question. A lot of this year has been in such deep reflection that it's not always integrated into the power. It's not always grounded into our power. So this is what October is really calling for us to do. Okay, so that's the first week. Second week of October, we're supported by a meteor shower and the 1010 gateway. I love these gateways, these number gateways every month. But this week we are like for sure surrounded by so much light. Dreams can be really intense and your inner vision is so on point this month. So even if you're somebody that doesn't feel like you're developed intuitively, developed psychically, pay attention to your inner vision. It's like it's right there. It's on point. You can have so much fun with it and you can really be inspired by and notice the magic by following your inner vision in October. So especially around the 10-10 gateway. So dreams could be intense, your inner vision's right there. Keeping that focus still on choices that support your power and bring your inner wisdom into the picture to more deeply align to your potential. So that first week we were really asking the question, are my choices aligned to my power? Are they moving me towards my power or away from it? And then with the second week, we bring in that inner vision and we really say that, yes, we're making choices that are aligning us to our power, but what else? But what is this inner vision really calling me to do? And we want to push those choices so that we're expanding them and we're making choices that align us deeper and deeper into our power. So the light is really, really calling you that second week of October, really calling all of us. So this 1010 portal is an opportunity to start fresh. You can even visualize yourself stepping through a portal to your upgraded reality. What are you leaving behind on the other side of the gateway? What doesn't serve you? What's not coming with you? What ways of thinking can be left behind? What are you thinking about yourself or your life that does not need to come with you? What habits and actions? This gateway is the perfect time to get really solid, really grounded, and really centered in your own light. Let yourself feel this new reality that you're walking into. This is a big part of stepping into your true self, right? Continually doing this process, but this month it's very supportive. Only you can activate this part of who you are and claim it. And if you need to step away and get some quiet time to hear that inner voice this week, then do it. Do that. Make that be your number one priority. Get time to listen to your inner voice. The value of the information coming through to you right now is so life-changing. Anchor it and really take action on what's coming up for you. Okay, so that's this first 2 weeks of October. So now we're moving into the third week of October. And in the third week of October, we're encouraged to show our devotion, right? And there's been this buildup to this commitment to ourselves throughout the year. In October, it's really come into focus here. We might feel this extra fire within, and that's going to need an outlet. So oftentimes we have this fire energy within us, and we want to be doing something. We want to be moving forward. We want to be in our power. But if we're actively turning away from our power and making choices that turn us away from our power, that fire can turn into anxiety. That can turn into anger, that can turn into you kind of almost feeling like pent-up creativity is what it can feel like. So it does need an outlet. Devote yourself to your inner vision and let your intuitive nudges lead you to inspired action. This is a really powerful path. Stay very grounded during this time. As I mentioned, the light's on really, really high this month. So grounding is key. Grounding is so key. Throughout your normal outlets, so like for example, maybe use crystals, going outside, Epsom salt baths, any of those normal kind of grounding outlets, but also try journaling and grounding the intuitive wisdom to you, even if you're not doing anything with it yet. Ground it through writing and see what inspiration it sparks. Just see what comes up, right? All this extra light and inner insight is here to help support us through this new moon on October 16th, where we're going to be asked to kind of slow it down again for a moment and to take a moment to review where we are headed and make adjustments as our inner wisdom has guided. So it's never about saying, this is my vision, this is my destination, this is my path, and I'm going with it, and I'm going with it for everything that I've got. It's about paying attention and saying, okay, this is what it is, I'm going for it with everything I got, and now I'm going to pause, and I'm going to ask myself, is this still fully aligned, or is there anything that needs to adjust, or any place that I need to be a little bit more flexible? We're co-creating with the universe. We're not following just our own agenda. We want our most expansive, most highest potential. And in order to do that, we need to co-create with the universe. So there's this element of flexibility coming in here with this new moon, where we are guided to review those things again. So all this extra light and this inner insight supporting us through this new moon, October 16th, slowing it down, asking ourselves, is this where we want to be headed? Is there any adjustments to be made? Did we slip into any old patterns that we need to, again, recommit to walking away from? Being really flexible and adaptable with lightness and knowing that everything is working out to support you deeper really helps this week along. And as we end off this week, we're flooded with even more light from yet another meteor shower. So there's going to be no shortage of intuitive insight if you allow the time and space to listen. October is so powerful for that. All right, so finally, as we are wrapping up October, so first, under the light of this Orion meteor shower, which is what will be happening, we're going to see how quickly our thoughts really can become reality with opportunities and nudges towards action. So those intentions that we set with the new moon there on the 16th, already as we're coming into the last week of October, you're going to start to see some pieces lining up. You're going to have people reaching out to you. You're going to see evidence of your alignment very, very quickly. So the last week of October feels like that scene in the movie you've been waiting for, right? So the opportunity arises and the hero listens to their inner voice instead of what those around him might be saying. And she leaps into action, right? This action is the catalyst to so many more really shifts in your reality and really upgrades in your reality. It really can light up your fire of commitment to yourself and your message going forward. So it's like you're finally taking that action. You're feeling very inspired. You're listening to your intuitive voice. You are turning towards your power, not away from it. And then as you're taking that action and as you're opening up your energy to that possibility, the universe is like, here's some evidence, here's some evidence, here's some evidence. And then it really wants to get that fire going within in you. So you're committed to yourself and you're committed to your message, whatever that is, whatever that means for you. So you might be ready to get up and stand tall and speak your truth. It might be something like that. This can also be a case of walking your talk. So that's the other vibe I was really getting from this, is that you've been getting clear all month as to what you're all about. And it will have become really obvious how you need to step up and act and make choices that bring you into your power. So if you're not already walking your talk really fully, then this is the time to put into action what you know will benefit you. And you're supported by enough fire and light to really make this happen. So you got that extra kind of courage to take action, leave habits, leave old ways of thinking that aren't serving you behind. And now then on our very last day of the month, Halloween and our blue full moon, so our second full moon of the month. The veil is very thin. The veil is very thin on Halloween anyway. The veil is very thin on full moons. The veil is very thin on the second full moon of a month. So what I mean by the veil is thin is our connection to the divine mind, to the Akashic records, to our higher selves. That connection is very, very strong. It feels like there's less of a barrier connecting these. So this is a really great night for intuitive insights. And it has some really beautiful witchy vibes to it. If you've been meaning to tune into that within yourself, to amplify your inner strength and find that fire within, this is the night. Recognize your brilliance. Recognize coming back together as who you really are. Recognize the patterns and old stories falling away as this flame really transforms and inspires you. You have the power. You are the power. And during October, the universe is really going to be throwing everything at you so you can really get that, really understand it, and live your life from that place. Okay, so as you can tell, October has just so much loaded light energy ready to go. Be sure to ground it. Be sure to make choices to turn towards your power, and be sure to take those actions that you're feeling aligned to take, and you're going to experience some of the most amazing energy in October. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon.